rabbi would say, which is the right path for a person to choose. Whatever is harmonious for the one who does it, and harmonious for others. Be as careful with a minor mitzvah as with a major one, for you do not know the rewards of the mitzvot. Consider the loss from a mitzvah against its reward, and the reward from a transgression against its loss. Contemplate three things and you will not come to sin. Know what is above you, a seeing eye, a hearing ear, and all your deeds written in a book. Rabban Gamliel, the son of Rabbi Yehuda Hanasi, would say, beautiful is the study of Torah, combined with a worldly occupation, for the toil of both causes sin to be forgotten. All Torah that is not accompanied by work will eventually cease and leads to sin. Be careful with the government, for they befriend a person only for their own benefit. They appear as friends when it suits them, but they do not stand by a person in his time of distress. He would also say, make his will your will, so that he will make your will. His will nullify your will before his will, so that he will nullify the will of others before yours. Hillel would say, do not separate yourself from the community. Do not trust yourself until the day you die. Do not judge your fellow until you have stood in his place. And do not say, when I have time I will study, for perhaps you will never have time. He would also say, a boor cannot be sin-fearing, an ignoramus cannot be pious. A shy person cannot learn, an impatient person cannot teach, and one who does too much business cannot become wise. In a place where there are no people, strive to be a person. He also saw a skull floating on the water and said to it, because you drowned others, you were drowned, and those who drowned you will also be drowned. He would also say, the more flesh, the more worms, the more possessions, the more worry, the more wives, the more witchcraft, the more maidservants, the more promiscuity, the more menservants, the more theft. But the more Torah, the more life, the more study, the more wisdom, the more counsel, the more understanding, the more charity, the more peace. One who acquires a good name acquires it for himself. One who acquires words of Torah acquires life in the world to come. Rabban Yochanan ben Zakkai received the tradition from Hillel and Shammai. He would say, if you have learned much Torah, do not take credit for yourself, for this is why you were created. He had 5 disciples. Rabbi Eliezer ben Hircanus, Rabbi Yehoshua ben Chananya, Rabbi Yosei the priest, Rabbi Shimon ben Netanel, and Rabbi Elazar ben Arach. He would recount their praises. Rabbi Eliezer is a cemented cistern that doesn't lose a drop. Rabbi Yehoshua, happy is the one who gave birth to him. Rabbi Yosei is a pious person. Rabbi Shimon fears sin. Rabbi Elazar is like a flowing spring. He used to say, if all the sages of Israel were on one side of a scale and Rabbi Eliezer ben Hyrcanus on the other, he would outweigh them all. He said to them, go out and see which is the good path a person should follow. Rabbi Eliezer said, a good eye. Rabbi Yehoshua said, a good friend. Rabbi Yosei said, a good neighbor. Rabbi Shimon said, one who sees what is born from his actions. Rabbi Elazar said, a good heart. He said to them, I prefer the words of Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, for his words include all of yours. He said to them, go out and see which is the bad path a person should distance himself from. Rabbi Eliezer said, a bad eye. Rabbi Yehoshua said, a bad friend. Rabbi Yosei said, a bad neighbor. Rabbi Shimon said, one who borrows and doesn't repay. Rabbi Elazar said, a bad heart. He said to them, I prefer the words of Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, for his words include all of yours. Rabbi Eliezer would say, let the honor of your fellow be as dear to you as your own. Do not be quick to anger. Repent one day before your death. Warm yourself by the fire of the sages. But beware of their coals, for their bite is the bite of a fox. Their sting is the sting of a scorpion. Their hiss is the hiss of a snake, and all their words are like coals of fire. Rabbi Yehoshua would say, an evil eye, the evil inclination, and hatred of people remove a person from the world. Rabbi Yosei would say, let the property of your fellow be as precious to you as your own. Prepare yourself to study Torah, for it is not an inheritance to you, and let all your deeds be for the sake of heaven. Rabbi Shimon would say, be careful with the reading of Shema and with prayer. When you pray, do not make your prayer fixed, but rather mercy and supplication before the omnipresent, as it says. For he is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and abounding in kindness, and relents from evil. And do not be wicked in your own eyes. Rabbi Elazar would say, be diligent in the study of Torah. Know what to answer an unbeliever, and know before whom you toil, and who is your employer, who will pay you the reward of your labor. Rabbi Tarfon would say, the day is short, the work is much, the workers are lazy, the reward is great, and the master is pressing. It is not your duty to complete the work, but neither are you free to desist from it. If you have learned much Torah, you will be given much reward, and your employer is faithful to pay you the reward of your labor. And know that the reward of the righteous is in the world to come.